Hey you guys. Okay, so I've been wanting to innovate a sweatshirt for a very long time, and for this Thanksgiving and for Christmas I found a way to do that. So I love leopard, and I'm going to show you how to innovate my old sweatshirt with some leopard designs. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. What you need for this tutorial is a sweater. Any fabric will do, but I love leopard. Iron adhesive, which is a great substitute for glue if you want to use fabric glue, but I'm using iron adhesive. A ruler, scissors, pen, some paper so we can go ahead and draw our patterns on, and some pins for you to put your pattern onto the clothes, and most importantly, you need your iron. So let's get started. Alright, the first thing we need to do is draw our pattern. The type of pattern I'm making today will be just L-O-V-E, love. I'm going to just write the word. So the first thing I need to do is try to draw my L. So I am just going to go ahead and use the edge of the paper because I like to make my words as straight as possible. Right now I'm just drawing the L. I think I'm going to do this an inch out. I have a 2-inch ruler. Alright. Yeah, you can just draw anything you want, but I saw those shirts, Victoria's Secret, and I was like, oh, I want one so bad, but I don't like their designs. Their designs are just... So there, I drew my L. You can see that's the starting off point. For my O, the O is kind of tricky. One thing I like to do for my O is I actually saw Victoria's Secret and how their words were, and I admire their words. So I just was like, well, I like their O because it has characteristics, and I like letters that have character. So I drew this square box for the O, and I try to make my L longer than my O. Take my scissors, cut out my L. I was kind of excited doing this. I was like, I'm doing something that I always love to do. I love designing, and I love making something that has my personality, you know? So I'm just going to show you right quick how I've done my O. Because this O is unique. Alright. So I'll take all my paper out of the way. Alright, so what I have done with my O is I folded my O in half. With my ruler, I have cut off the edges. Of course, this is the L, but we're not working on the L right now. Because it's so hard sometimes to draw a perfect circle. And when I saw how Victoria's Secret did their O and love, I was like, hey, this works. I can do this. Get the thickness of the O the way you want it. If you're curious about what I'm doing like almost an inch, 3/4 to be exact. Staying in the middle. And so I make a rectangular inside the O that I already have cut out. And then I go ahead, cut off the edges like so. gonna start cutting in this rectangular box inside. And as you can see, I folded my O in half to get this perfect shape. Because there's nothing like a perfect O. And I have found out when I cut the O in fabric, it comes out perfect. Not lopsided, doesn't look like an egg. All right, and so when I open up my O, you get a nice, perfect L-O. Now that we have cut out our letters for love, the word that we're going to use for our sweater, it's time to go ahead and put them onto our fabric. Facing down, we're going to pin our pattern on to the fabric. And the reason why I am doing it from right side up is because this gives me a great look into what my letters will look like on the sweater. If I do it from the opposite end, or just flip it over, I'm not for sure if my letters will turn out perfect like I like them to. Especially this L. This L could look very backwards if you don't do it correctly. A bubble that keeps popping up as you're trying to pin. But once you're done pinning your letters, then you'll go ahead and start cutting it out. Okay, I already pinned one for you guys to show you an example of my E, and as you can see, it's all pinned out, and now all I have to do is just cut it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I cut this nice little square, and I'm like, okay, I'll just cut this out. And trust me, cutting letters out of fabric is not the easiest thing to do. Okay, take all my pins out and you get to see my fabric E. Oh. Okay. And there is my perfect leopard E. So excited. All right, now it's time to iron the adhesive onto the fabric. So I'm gonna show you how to pin it. And then once you pin it, we're gonna go ahead and cut it out. Once I am done showing you how I pin on my L, and you're going to do this to all your letters, of course. All right, I am done pinning my L. So go ahead and pin all your letters to your adhesive, and now it's time to apply our letters onto our shirt. So get it the way you like it. I'm placing my love in the center. Once you got it positioned the way you want it, it's time to iron them on. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the adhesive. and iron it onto my shirt. Now, here's a little trick I am doing. I'm taking a fabric and I'm applying it to the letter that I'm ironing down, because I don't want the ironing to ruin my fabric. Let's see. Press down a little harder. All right. I think this time I'm going to use some pens to apply, so once I iron it down, my letters won't move. Because once they're ironed on, they cannot be moved. I put my fabric on it, on top of the letter that I'm ironing, so therefore it won't ruin my fabric. All right, once you have ironed your letters on, this is what it should look like. Isn't it cute? I know, right? Now, you could stop here if you like, but I want to add one more touch to the sweater, which is an elbow pad. So this is the finished product. Hope you like it. And don't forget to subscribe and like. And until next time, you guys have a great day. Bye.